So you're thinking about importing a car from the US to maybe save a few bucks. For years, that was a really smart move for a lot of Canadians. But let me tell you, in 2026, the game has totally changed. We're about to walk you through the new reality of bringing a car across the border, and that includes a massive surprise that could absolutely make or break your decision.
Okay, let's just dive right in. The main reason you're probably even watching this is you think you can snag a better deal south of the border, right? Well, hold that thought. While that's the number one driver for people looking to the US, the answer to, is it really cheaper? Well, it's not so simple anymore. And here it is, the bombshell. 25%. This is the new retaliatory surtax that is completely, and I mean completely, upended the math on importing a car. This is not just some other fee, folks. It's a true game changer that you have to understand before you even think about browsing US car listings. I know, that 25% is a pretty tough pill to swallow. But hey, maybe you're not just looking for a deal. Maybe you're moving, or you found that one-of-a-kind dream car that's only available in the States. If you're still determined to make this happen, you're going to need a solid plan. And that is exactly what we're here to give you. So, here's our game plan. We're going to take you on the whole journey, starting with that shocking 25% surtax. Then we'll cover how to make sure your car is even allowed in, how to navigate the US export process, what happens when you cross the border, how to make it officially Canadian, and finally, we'll crunch the numbers so you can see the real, true cost. All right, first things first, we have to tackle the biggest hurdle right out of the gate, that 25% surtax. This is, without a doubt, the single most important factor in your decision, and it is crucial to get your head around it before you go any further. So what exactly is this surtax? Well, you can think of it like a 25% penalty that Canada has slapped on US-made cars because of ongoing trade disputes. And here's the real kicker. This is not instead of other taxes. Oh no, it's on top of everything else. It's a whole extra layer of cost that can turn a great deal into a financial nightmare fast. And look, don't just take my word for it. The experts are really clear on this one. This single fee dramatically affects the cost-benefit calculation. To put it simply, the days of easy savings, yeah, for most vehicles, they're pretty much over. This surtax has just wiped out the price advantage. Let's get into the nitty-gritty here. And what's really surprising is that there's no loophole for personal imports. You can't just say, oh, but it's for me, and get out of it. This whole situation is also a moving target, which means you have to stay on top of the latest trade news. But there is one little silver lining. If you're a classic car fan, vehicles over 25 years old get a pass on this one. Okay, so you've swallowed the bitter pill of the surtax, and you're still in the game. Awesome. Now it's time for your first real hurdle. Before you get your heart set on a specific car, you have to make absolutely sure it's even allowed on Canadian roads in the first place. These next 3 checks are non-negotiable. Seriously, mess up any one of them and your import dream is over before it even begins. First, check the RIV list. If your car's not on it, full stop, end of story. Second, any outstanding safety recalls are an immediate deal breaker. You need written proof they've been fixed. And finally, yeah, that monster truck lift kit might look cool, but it could get your car flat out rejected at the border. The vehicle has to be close to its original factory condition. So, you've confirmed your car is eligible. Fantastic. Now it's time to tackle the US export process. And this is where timing is everything. Get this wrong, and you could be stuck in limbo for days. It all boils down to something called the 72-hour rule. You're going to want to pay close attention to this timeline because it can be a real headache. You file some paperwork online, you get what's called an ITN number. Then you take that and the car's title to US Customs. But here's the catch. That 72-hour waiting period doesn't start until they've officially accepted your documents. So realistically, you're looking at a 4 to 5 day process just to get the car out of the United States. You did it. You made it through the US side. Now you're at the Canadian border, and your heart's probably pounding a little. This is the moment of truth. This is where you face a mountain of paperwork and a whole slew of payments. So, get ready to open your wallet. And I'm not talking 1 or 2 fees. It's like a whole avalanche of them. First up, there's that massive 25% surtax. Then comes the 5% GST. If your car isn't CSUMA compliant, we'll tack on another 6.1%. And it doesn't stop there. There's an AC tax, a gas guzzler tax, a luxury tax. I mean, the list goes on. By the time you're done, the total can be just staggering. Okay, you've survived the border crossing, you've paid all the fees, but don't start celebrating just yet. Your car might be physically in Canada, but it's not officially a Canadian car until it passes a few more tests. Now it's time for the final steps to make it road legal. You've got a 45-day deadline to get your car inspected and certified, and that usually means a trip to the mechanic. You'll almost certainly need to add daytime running lights, they're mandatory here, and maybe pop a sticker on your speedometer to show kilometers per hour. Once the inspector gives you the thumbs up, you'll get a special label that proves your car is now officially Canadian. Then, and only then, can you finally go get your plates and insurance. All right, we've walked through all the steps, but the huge question still remains. What's the bottom line? Let's do a quick reality check and see what this all looks like with some actual numbers. This, my friends, is where the rubber really hits the road. Okay, let's just imagine you find a car for a nice, round $30,000. Right off the bat, that 25% surtax adds over $6,000 to the price. Ouch. Then you've got your GST, other taxes, fees, modifications, all of it. By the time you're done, you're looking at an extra $10,000 to $14,000. That's a whopping 35 to 46% more than you thought you were paying. Suddenly, that great deal doesn't look so great anymore, does it? So what's the verdict here? Look, importing can open up a wider selection of cars for sure, but you're signing up for a mountain of paperwork and a total financial roller coaster. On the other hand, buying local, it's straightforward. It's what you see is what you get, no surprises, no headaches, no drama. So, how do you avoid a total costly disaster? Okay, first and foremost, do not ignore that 25% surtax. It is a real killer. Make sure you have all your ducks in a row with your paperwork, the title, recall letters, everything. Don't mess up that U.S. export filing. And for goodness sake, make sure the car is even allowed in the country before you spend a single dime. And look, if you take away only one thing from all of this, let it be this. This whole situation is in flux. The trade relationship between the US and Canada is constantly shifting, which means these rules could literally change overnight. So before you commit to anything, you absolutely must check the latest government regulations. Don't get caught by surprise. So what's the bottom line here? It's simple. Do the math, do it carefully, and do it before you fall in love with a car. In today's world, that amazing deal you see online is almost certainly too good to be true once you factor in all the hidden costs. So there you have it, the full picture. The good, the bad, and the very, very expensive. Now the question is, are you a gambler? Are you willing to roll the dice on a process that's full of risks and hidden costs? Or will you play it safe and just buy local? The choice is yours.